Hello and welcome to the Moto Daily Show on the Motocross Network. This will be the final video I do for 2023, and we got quite a story lineup for you. We're going to be looking at Triumph. Their USA team lineup has finally been announced, and it's a good one. And I screwed up. Well, I didn't really screw up. I was kind of right either way, but we'll look at all that in a minute. We also have the first leaked photo of the Ducati bike and their plans to race Supercross and MXGP Motocross. When they plan on doing that, we'll get into that. We also have a new rule implemented by the AMA. Only fan sponsors will be banned from here on out by the looks of it. We also have the first video of Jeremy Seewer on the Kawasaki KRT bike. I just showed you the first photo in the last video, but now we have video footage of him, so we'll get into that. We also have Kelvin Vlaanderan. You might know him as well, top MXGP guy. He's finally on a factory Yamaha. We have the first footage of that as well. We're going to end the video with BarX Suzuki, their 2024 lineup. Before I get into the video, MotoSups is doing a Christmas sale. They have a special code, XMIS25 for 25% off site-wide. So if you want to go snag some stuff off their website, now's the time to do it. They got everything. They got Superior Sleep Gummies, which I use often because I struggle to sleep. They got a Ride Recovery Mix to eliminate muscle soreness. They got Gate Drop Ashwagandha capsules, help release stress and anxiety, which most of us have nowadays. So they got a lot of stuff on there. Head to motosups.co, use the link in the description, and go use that code. Also, head to the mxnetwork.com, link in the description as well. All of my magazines from this year are now on sale. This is like the end of the year sale, trying to get rid of the rest of my copies. I got a couple left here for each one. Let's get rid of all of them. I want to make room for next year's edition, so go grab a few. Make sure you buy MagPass for 2024 as well. Only $15. You'll get all copies released next year, taxes and shipping included, so go look at that. Now, before I get into the stories, I did want to thank you guys for 2023. Like I said, this is my last video of the year. This year, my channel doubled in size, subscriber-wise, and views, so that's awesome. The website, the mxnetwork.com, which had virtually no readers at the beginning of the year, has now nearly 5,000 monthly readers. And on the magazine side of things, I've sold over 1,000 copies this year. So, again, thank you guys so much on all that. It's the first year I've done the magazine as well, so that's all really good. On more of the internal side of things, I got a photographer for all the rounds in America. His name's Chris Gans. I will continue working with him in 2024, so that was awesome to have. And my photographer for MXGP, I get him a pass for a few MXGP rounds a year. He's a good friend of mine, Niels Ooms. So huge thanks to those guys. First year I have two huge championship photographers, so that was awesome. Then I also got my first media passes. I got those for the final 3 rounds of Pro Motocross, and I did interview videos on that. So that was a huge step up as well, to be entered in with the likes of all the big guys. So that was pretty cool to see. I was also Jeff Walker's title sponsor at Unadilla. It was awesome to finally meet him and hang out and support the guy, of course. I got to interview and talk to a lot of riders and guys in the industry this year. I also worked throughout the year with the Hoffer family to do Rene Hoffer's documentary, Forever 7-Eleven. That's up on the channel still. That was really cool to work with. It was pretty emotional for the family and me as well, because he was one of my favorite guys. But overall, what a year. It was a year to remember. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for the support. Let's make 2024 even better. And that's all I got to say on that. I just want to thank you guys for 2023. So let's finally get into the news. All right, finally, we have an announcement for the team lineup for Triumph Racing in the United States. They've been working on this new motocross bike for a few years now, and we finally got the release over summer and heard rumors about who was going to be on there, but we finally have a team announcement. They announced that Triumph would be entering the AMA Supercross and Motocross professional racing scene in 2024, as well as the MXGP Championship. We already saw that team lineup. I did a video on that, but today we have the official roster for the 2024 and I think 2025 as well. I think it's a 2-year deal for the 3-rider lineup. So the Triumph Supermotocross roster will consist of Jalek Swoll. I'll get into that in a second. Evan Ferry. They will be both racing the 250 East region of AMA Supercross. And in Pro Motocross, we have Joey Savatgy That's wicked awesome to see. Obviously, I was, well, not really wrong. I said wrong originally, but not wrong. I wasn't really wrong on the Jalek Swoll thing. In my, I think 2 videos ago I did now. I mentioned Jalek Swoll how he's potentially retiring. Like I said in that video, he's either not retiring and pranking us, or he actually is retired, because like I showed in that video, he kept posting retired life, blah, 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 working overtime, all this stuff. And he actually was still doing it up until yesterday, I think. So I was convinced that he was retiring, but apparently it was all a joke. I didn't save it, but in, I think, his story, he posted that he got us, joke, like I'm not actually retired. So yeah, I'm glad to see Jalek Swoll isn't retiring. He truly is a fantastic athlete. He got me for sure. I kind of was convinced that he wasn't going to be on Triumph. That was the rumor, but he kept saying I'm retired and no riding, no nothing. So he got me. Anyway, before we get into what these guys had to say about signing with the team, let's look at the team intro for 2024. Here's that clip. All right, Joey Savatgy had to say, quote, "To be a part of Triumph Racing is very special. For where I'm at in my career, it gives me the opportunity to be back racing on factory equipment, which will allow me to prove to myself that I'm still capable of being a title contender. As the Triumph is an all-new bike, I expect it to take some time to get used to, but it was actually quite quick and easy. In particular, the chassis has a soft feeling, and this makes the bike really easy and comfortable to ride. The base platform of the standard bike is a great place to work from, and I'm excited to get started with this new chapter in my career." Jalek Swoll said, quote, "I'm super excited to be a part of Triumph Racing. I'm starting a new chapter in my racing career with a great group of people and with the whole team. We've been putting in a lot of work. My first impressions of the bike were great. I feel really comfortable on it, and I know it's capable of doing great things. I've been putting in the work with our team trainer, Mike Brown, just grinding away, and I'm focused on the podium. There's definitely going to be some fireworks when we get out there racing, and it's awesome to be writing a little piece of history with Triumph Racing. I'm ready to get racing, and I'm excited for 2024. Ferry said, "It's really an honor to be racing for such an awesome brand and their new race team, to be one of its first people to ride, let alone race. This new bike gives me an amazing feeling. I'm so excited to be racing this bike in 2024, and my expectations are to be battling with the other factory guys. The whole Triumph Racing team is great, and we have some of the best personnel and mechanics in the business. Overall, I'm super stoked to be part of this program. I have everything I need to be successful, and I can't wait for the new season to begin." Overall, I think that's a pretty solid lineup. I mean, we got a rookie, Ferry. That's cool. We got a 250 class veteran, I would classify as now. He's been there for a few years. I mean, he hasn't been there as long as others, but I'd consider him one of the older or longer guys, and you know what I mean. He's not really a vet, but he's very well experienced in the 250 class. And then, of course, on the 250 Pro Motocross ride, because he's not allowed to race 250 Supercross, we have Joey Savatgy. He's obviously a real veteran in the 250 class, and he's got many years under his belt on the 450 now as well. So we got rookies, middle experience, and a lot of experience. That's a perfect team lineup, in my opinion. I think it'll work out well. All right, let's get on to Ducati. We finally have a leaked photo and, of course, a little bit more info on it. So Ducati has been eyeing up the motocross and supercross world for a couple of years now and increasingly getting closer to entering the sport. Towards the end of summer, we found out that Antonio Cairoli will be leaving KTM and Allesandro Lupino, those two would work together to be testing the bike. And Ducati intends on actually announcing the bike, debuting the bike on January 21st to 23rd, that sort of area. That's when they'll be announcing their Italian championship team. They're not going to race any other championships in 2024 except Italian, obviously, because that's like their hometown championship. They're from Italy, so that makes sense. We'll finally get to see a proper look at the bike then, but before I show you the leaked photo today, I'll give you a little bit more info we found out. According to an insider on an Italian motocross website, I'm going to be honest, I don't remember the website I read this on, because it was actually... The first part was when I did the first video on Ducati and the rumor that Antonio Cairoli was going to move there. So this is way before it even was announced. A couple months ago I did a video on this. I do not remember the name of the site, so cut me some slack here. But that's the same website. The guy on there said that Ducati intends on entering the MXGP World Championship in 2025. We already knew that. But he also said that they intend on entering AMA Supercross and Motocross in 2026. Unless they can fast-track progress in 2024, then they may enter in 2025 as well. So we'll be seeing them in the near future. That's awesome to see. Now let's take a look at the first leaked photo of the bike. I'll throw it up on screen right now. Now, at first glance, it honestly just looks like a Honda with more ventilation and slits in the plastic. Like, other than that, I mean, obviously black plastic, but I think they do that as testing, so that doesn't really matter. It might not be black when it's released, and I'm sure they wouldn't want to do that anyway because Ducati is black plastic, so they don't want to be copying another new brand. Maybe they will, who knows, but anyway, other than that, all I can notice is the engine is frigging huge. It looks giant to me. Maybe it's just the angle of the photo. I don't really know, but it looks huge. Let me know what you guys think of that view. I mean, there's not much you can see, but at least we got something. Any leaked photo is good. But, of course, January 21st, 23rd, that area, we'll be seeing the proper debut of the bike and the team lineup for Italy. So we'll get a proper look soon. But anyways, I wanted to show you guys the first leaked photo. Let me know what you think of it. All right, next up, let's look at OnlyFans and other sites in that vicinity are banned as sponsors from here on out in SuperMotocross, so Supercross, Pro Motocross, the whole series. Apparently, there's a rule change in the AMA rulebook for SuperMotocross in the playoffs, actually, this year. It started then, but they properly implemented it for 2024 regarding rider sponsorships. I looked for the rulebook, but they didn't release the 2024 rulebook yet, I don't think, to the public, so I have a very blurry picture of the segment from the rulebook that I found earlier. That's what we're going to have to use because I couldn't find it. They added in a couple new sections under the sponsorship section of the rule saying, I'll throw it up on screen right now. It's hard to read, but that's all I got. They added a new one saying nudity and semi-nudity, display of female breasts, complete exposure of buttocks, or any portion of human genitalia is prohibited. And they also added sexual content. Explicit sexual acts, lewd behavior of sponsorships related to adult content are not permitted. Promotion of XXX domain extensions is disallowed. Gross depictions, sponsorship that is crudely vulgar. I can't see what that says. Maimed or bloody figures or inappropriately represents body functions will be rejected. So those are the new sections added under the rule book. Obviously, this is going to affect a lot of privateer riders now, as many of them were sponsored by models on, I'll call them models in a very loose use of that word. I do not promote them or support them at all. Their promiscuous activity is awful, but I have no problem with OnlyFans being in the sport overall because, like, first of all, you have to be 18 and up to get on the website, and you have to pay. So it's not like it's open content. A little kid can go up to a bike and type it in, and it's available to him. So I don't have a problem with it. Anyway, riders such as Logan Carnow and Jace Kessler were sponsored by OnlyFans themselves. Most other riders were sponsored by models, but Jace Kessler actually spoke on this. He did say he's not going to be working with them in 2024, but he spoke on this. I'll put that post up on screen right now. He said, quote, "This was already implemented for the playoffs and nothing was ever said to me, so I think it will be okay, but who knows with the AMA? We all know that it's known for, but we all know, well, holy crap, I can't read. We all know what it's known for, but the site is technically not classified as that and can be anything. Just depends on how you look at it, really. For me, I won't be with OF in 2024, unfortunately, anyways." So, like I said in a previous video about why OnlyFans is in motocross and supercross anyway, he's right. They weren't started as a adult content platform. They were started as like a behind-the-scenes sports and athlete, like influencer, behind-the-scenes, paid, behind-the-wall sort of app. And it slowly turned into that because it was the perfect grounds for that sort of stuff. But I think banning this is awful. I mean, you can say what you want about the website and the app, whatever. OnlyFans is awful, in my opinion. It's helping burn down society, in my opinion. But they got a dumpster full of money. They got so much money. All these people on there have ungodly amounts of money. If they want to dump it into motocross and supercross, why not? All these athletes are struggling as it is, so if they're going to support a privateer, I say go for it, but whatever. Overall, whatever. If they're going to ban it, that's on them. They know they're going to hurt the riders, and hopefully there's a backlash. But from what I see, most people are happy with them banning it, so there's not going to be a backlash. Let's just take more money from privateers. Keep doing that. You know, let's help the smaller guys on this one. The ones that found another way to make more money. Let's help them by eliminating a source of income. Whatever, but yeah, it looks like they got a new rule. I'm not sure if they're going to implement it. Like Kessler said, they didn't in playoffs, so maybe that's just in there as like, oh, we covered ourselves. I don't know. So we'll see in Anaheim 1, I guess, because Logan Carnow, I'll put that up on screen. He re-signed with them, and it's all over his bike and his gear and his truck. So we'll see what happens with him. Maybe they'll just let it fly under the radar. Anyway, that's all I got on that story. Next up, we got Jeremy Seewer on Kawasaki. We got the footage of it. In my last video, I showed you the first photo of Seewer on Kawi. It was kind of a leaked photo, like Kawasaki, the team, MXGP, Seewer. None of them had released a picture. Some photographer at the test track released it. So it was kind of a leaked photo, if you want to call it that. But they finally released footage of him on the bike. So I figured I'd throw this in there as well because I'm a huge Jeremy Seewer fan. I'm sure a few of you guys are out there as well. So I think it's awesome. Him on a Kawasaki. It's kind of weird to see because he's been on Yamaha for so many years now. Anyway, here's the clip of Jeremy Seewer on the Kawasaki KRT factory MXGP bike. Now, I'm not sure if that song was copyrighted or not in that clip, so if the clip was muted, then it was. If not, you heard the bike anyway. Anyway, he looks really good on that bike so far. I love the look of the bike. I love the Renan race gear. That's the second time today I've seen Renan on a team now. We got Triumph, all those guys on it, and now Seewer, so they must be stepping it up as a company. I know they're attached to Fox, but they got a lot of money. Anyway, Seewer is known for his insane consistency and injury-free race career. Famously, Jeffrey Hurlings was mad about how few times Seewer's been hurt and how few times he's crashed. So he's known for it. What do you think he can achieve in 2024? He's been like a second, third place guy in the championship for like 5 years now in the MXGP category. So do you think this can be the year where he steps it up, gets to that championship battling level? I think with him alongside Romain Febvre, if they're working together, it's going to be good for him because Febvre he's on it. In 2023, he was on it. Hopefully we can see that in 2024 with him and Seewer. Let me know what you guys think about that. All right, next up we have some more footage of a guy switching teams. Kelvin Vlaanderan, the South African athlete who is now a Dutch visa holder. I don't know what you want to call him. He lives in the Netherlands now. He has been one of the top guys in the MXGP class for a few years now, and I think he's the top support team rider as well. Over the past couple seasons, he has earned a few podiums, a couple overall wins, one of those being a 1-1, which is incredible for a support Yamaha rider. That's pretty awesome to see. He also has a plethora of top fives, whilst on Geben van Venrooy Yamaha, which is a private team, and he said they had very little Yamaha support. So, fortunately, after years of being on a support team, Vlaanderan finally earned himself a factory MXGP ride on none other than Yamaha Factory Racing MXGP themselves, so hopefully it can be an easy switch for him. It's basically the same base bike, so hopefully he can learn quickly. Anyways, we have the first footage of him on the factory bike. It's not a long clip, but it's all that's released, so if you want, I think it's cool to see him ripping on the factory machine anyway. It's a few second clip. Anyway, here it is. All right, final story of the day. BarX Suzuki released their lineup for 2024. Here's the release post. It says, quote, "We're ready to kick off 2024. Derek Drake, Preston Boasflug, Anthony Borden, Max Miller, will be holding it down for Supercross. Dylan Schwartz and Leo Tucker are healing up. We can't wait to have them back. Now, that's a pretty solid team lineup, if I do say so myself. Dylan Schwartz, I did speak to in my post-race interviews from Ironman. He's a wicked cool kid. He is wicked fast. He just has to stay on 2 wheels. Leo Tucker, I actually don't know. I believe he was a... okay. He was a lower, like, barely qualifying pro motocross guy. He was a privateer this year, so hopefully he can heal up quick. I think he crashed. Was it Ironman? I think he tore his ACL. I know it's an ACL injury, but it's cool to see those two stay, or Leo being added to the team and Dylan staying on the team. Anyway, Derek Drake, we'll start with him. He had a great year on the 450. I think it was his first full year on the 450. Anyway, he got 15th overall in Pro Motocross and 15th overall in 250 East Supercross, I believe. So that's a pretty solid year. One of his best years overall. He had a few really good rides in there, and he's hoping to carry that momentum into 2024. He didn't say much on the signing with them, but I think Derek's going to have a good year. Sticking with the same team and bike, that's good for him. Let's see what he can do in 2024. All right, next up we have Preston Boastflug. I think that's how you say it. I'm not sure. He's ready to make his proper professional debut in 2024 with BarX Suzuki. He did all right this year on KTM. Out of the 3 futures races he did, I think he got 6th in Anaheim, 20th in the third one. I don't remember where the third one was. But in the second race, it was his best one with 3rd in the Supercross futures race. He also had one professional his debut in the professional ranks in the 250 class at Washougal. He got 20th overall, which I think isn't that bad for a young kid on his pro debut. So overall, I think his future looks bright as long as he can stay on 2 wheels in the 250 class this year. Anyway, yeah, that's all I got in him. Let's see what he got in 2024. Next up, we have a French racer, Anthony Bourdon? I don't know. He is French. In 2022, he finished 9th in the World Supercross Championship on the 450. 2023, he focused on French racing. He did 4 championships in France throughout the year. So 2024, he signed with BarX Suzuki and will be racing the 250 West class. I think he's racing Pro Motocross as well. I didn't really write that down on here. But anyway, it's cool to see a French rider coming over here. We've been having more and more foreign racers coming on over, and they almost always do really good. So let's see what he's got. Finally, we got Mad Max Miller. He's looking forward to 2024 on his BarX Suzuki machine. He did great in 2023 running as around the top 10 guy in Pro Motocross. He had a couple 16th, 17th overall finishes out there on the 450 as well. So that was pretty awesome. In Supercross, he did pretty good. He was on the Rocky Mountain ATV Rides Unlimited 7 race gear KTM team. He's been with them a few years now, and he did overall pretty good. I mean, he was just a middle-of-the-road kind of guy, but hopefully this switch can help him step it up a notch. Maybe that's what he needed, a change of scenery. I'm pumped to see what he can do on Suzuki. He's looking forward to 2024 as well. All right, that's all I got for this video, this Moto Daily Show. This ends 2023. Like I said, thank you guys for all the support. Thanks for everything, the magazines, all that stuff. We grew double this year. It's just been overall a great year. Thank you guys so much. That's all I really have to say on that. And hopefully 2024 we can do even better. Like I said, the magazines are all on sale on the MXNetwork.com. Link in the description. Go snag them. That sale will go until January 1st. I just want to get the rest of these copies off the shelf so I can replace them with the 2024 editions. If you want to buy MagPass, that's on there too. For 2024, you get all copies of the magazine for the year for just $15, taxes and shipping included. So, yeah, looking forward to 2024. Of course, the usual stuff, like, subscribe. If you're on audio, follow on there, I think it is, and rate, whatever that is on audio. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for 2023, and I will see you guys in 2024.